As you can see, Clancy being suspiciously rested with that 3 yellows card with one eye on the weekend.
So this game is one of 5 that are kicking off at the same time. The other 4 matches, by the way, are all available for you on our streaming services. Richards Bay against Sekhukhune United, Chippa hosting Royal AM, Morocco Swallows home to Cape Town Spurs, and AmaZulu home to TS Galaxy. Can AmaZulu get their first goal of the season, never mind a victory? We'll keep you updated as much as we can with the scores from those particular matches, but we know you'll stay with us here as Kaizer Chiefs and Stellenbosch are sure to give us a decent spectacle this evening. There'll be lots of pressing. De Jong very quickly there to Reynolds. Is he going to go for goal? Has he shown a bit much? Oh, a wild clearance in the end, but effective nevertheless. That'll concede the first corner of the game. That pressing game is going to be a big part of their approach tonight, and then watch out for the counter, of course. The pace with the Stellenbosch side is really incredible. Toure goes forward, the big centre-back. So does Molloy Sane. Is perhaps not as tall as him, but will add another body in for that set piece. Bust it in with the left foot. He'll curl it in towards Peterson. It's a nice corner and well collected by the goalkeeper. Excellent service as well here. Ndatsane up to Modi. Beats Van Rooyen in the sliding tackle. The cover from Mtetwa is once again impeccable. It'll be a corner though.
Mark, you just mentioned that Stellenbosch will be looking to catch him on the counter, and Kaizer Chiefs done just that. Brilliant distribution there from Peterson.
Well, it's taken us just a handful of minutes for both sides to get a set-piece opportunity early in the game. We've had many games in the Dstv Premiership where we waited a good half hour or 20 minutes for the first corner of the match. Ndatsane to take this one. Back on familiar turf, of course. He spent the last couple of seasons at Cape Town City. Over the head of Toure. De Jong might get in the way there. Castillo trying to turn around. He appeals to the referee. He says play on. Bassadin now. Cut inside. De Jong with a little touch there. Just got away from Devon Titus. And immediately on the attack is Kotsane. New additions, of course, in this Kaizer Chiefs lineup. Castillo, another one. The Venezuelan's been very impressive. Now the cross over to Dupria. What a little battle that's going to be. Dino van Rooyen and Ashley Dupria are first cousins. They've lived together most of their lives, and they are now head-to-head in battle. On the right-hand side of the Stellenbosch defence, on the left-hand side of the Chiefs attack. The next 90 minutes, that's going to be an absorbing little cameo in this game. Block from Van Rooyen means a throw-in for Kaizer Chiefs. That sign is going to leave this for Frosler to take. And Simango's pushed forward, the big centre half. And going to sit in front of Sage Stevens. Stevens with a hip injury, missed the last 2 matches. The win at Royal AM where Lee Langeveld played in goal, and then the loss to SuperSport United on Saturday where Oscar Masaluka played. Stevens up and collects without too much trouble. Sane. New centre-back pairing for Stellenbosch this season. These 2 players have played every game so far. Let Vizi Sabia go to Swallows. Of course, Owetu Makanya, the very promising teenager, sold to Philadelphia Union in the MLS. His team is playing against Cassius Mailula's team tonight, or in the early hours of the morning South African time. And here the Swallows have taken the lead against Cape Town Spurs, so Spurs solidly at the bottom are in further trouble. Played 4, lost 4 going into tonight's encounter.
Mark, you can see it's slippery on the foot here. Both teams just needing to take extra care in receiving that ball.
Adams with a challenge on Mordi. Referee just checking first on Mordi, who had a good game against Amazulu. And Devon Titus, in fact, is the man who is complaining, but Adams is the one who picks up the card. That's a burden you've got to carry now for the next 85 minutes, and you'll get stuck in Adams along the way, so the danger of a red somewhere down the line is obviously more having been booked this early in the game.
Yeah, that's a point, because Mordi really went down low.
But Sane with a left foot swings it in. Toure gets the clearing header. Yusuf Mart still in the danger zone. De Jong clears it away. Mart collects again. So a new centre-back pairing for Chiefs this season, with De Klokwe and Simango both bought, and Quinica, who started, was a big purchase at the start of last season, started the new campaign and then lost his place in the team. He's back in for a second successive game. This is his old side that he's up against, Stellenbosch. In fact, when Quinica left the club, he left with the Player of the Year trophy. Another decent amount of money out of him, selling him to Kaizer Chiefs, where ironically he played as a junior. Now Frosland looking to get past Van Rooyen. It's a difficult cross inside, dealt with by Toure. Down goes Duprier. Appeals from the Chiefs fans, not from the players on the pitch though. That's always a bit of a telltale sign. Duprier stays down, by the way. His teammates have now finally recognised that he needs a bit of treatment. And as they knock the ball into touch, so he gets up. That must be a little irritating for the coaches.
It's going to be an interesting battle here, as you mentioned, Mark. Dupree up against Van Rooyen. And remember, Frosla on this left, very adventurous fullback as they try to overload this left-hand side here for Kaizer Chiefs.
What a wonderful ability, Frosla, both left and right fullback positions. Midfield too if needed. That's Castillo with a challenge. There's Adams now. Strong frame of De Klokwe.
We speak about battles on the park here in the midfield. Very interesting. Castillo and Mart up against Palace and Mtetwa.
Teko Fatso Mabasa is the goal scorer, by the way, for Swallows in their lead over Cape Town Spurs. Teams, of course, have a decent rest coming up now, except those four that are involved at the weekend in the MTN8, but for the rest of the sides, the international break on Monday, players off on international duty, the rest stay behind, and presumably we'll get a few days off before resuming training. The league resumes mid-September. Stevens out as well, make his catch. Ooh, this could be a bit of trouble. It was Potsani who saw the potential of an interception. It's with Mart. Chiefs look a lot more confident. Shows you what a win can do for the psyche. On the right-hand side there, and Simango and De Klokwe in the middle. And Roy Sane is number 24. It's his age. That's the reason why he chose the number. Presumably will change every season. If it's the 50, then he's really done well. Now De Jong. Here's the header away from Simango. Looks a really good buy from TS Galaxy. On the losing side against his old club in recent weeks. Palace also forging a regular place for himself now in this midfield.
Stevie Barker was excited when he did sign Palace. He's an industrial midfielder that can play further forward, but he's very much been a defensive job here alongside MPTauComps for Stellis.
A little bit more adventurously. There's always Antonio van Beek, who scored the opening goal of the season for them against Orlando Pirates, but now relegated to the role of impact player. They did ringers as well, Palace and van Beek. They didn't have numbers on the back of their shirts. We'd have no idea which one was which. Speaking for myself, of course. Here is Mart. Ball inside. Quinica, the most convincing of clearances. Look how far the centre-back is up. Got to be careful with the clear breathing down your back. Van Rooyen, Fosler with the clearance. First time we have a second ball on the field already in these early stages. De Jong battling with Mart. Now here's a chance for Raiders. We got in there and with a bit more accuracy. Might well have stuck that in the back of the net. One goal so far this season. Remember, he scored 15 in 14 matches for Stellenbosch, both league and cup, in the second half of last season.
That was a brilliant cross there. Jaden Adams, but Rainers just never put his body over that in order to keep that ball low.
Started his career as a flying fullback, Ikram Rainers. Pushed his way further up. Maybe one other top goal scorer also started as a fullback, Stanton. Peter Shalulile in his time in Namibia was a fullback.
Eddie McCarthy was a winger as well, before being converted.
Mark Fisher was a striker at Joe Cosmos for a handful of games, and then they put him in the back. Touch Rainers. Adams back to Rainers. Might have been an opportunity. Bassadine hesitated. Adams in again. Rainers. They're finding gaps in that Kaizer Chiefs defence. Up against Quinica. Tetwa up to Adams again. Nice little patient here from Stellenbosch. Toure. It's a good ball. Bassadine looks up. Looks for Rainers. Nice touch from Duprier for Mordi. Three players very quickly around him to dispossess him of the ball. Van Rooyen to Titus. Inside here to De Jong. Not enough power. On target though. Well, they're certainly finding the gaps.
There's a great spell of play there from Stellis. Finding space down this right-hand side. And De Jong, nicely placed, just couldn't propel enough power behind that shot. Rather easy for Peterson.
This is the 12th meeting between these two clubs. It includes two cup ties before Stellenbosch were promoted in 2019. Only 2 wins for Stellenbosch. Chiefs have won 5 times against them. 3 of them have been away in the Cape, including 4-0 and 3-0. The last couple of seasons. Now, rescued by De Krokwe over the top. A little bit of relief from both him and the goalkeeper. the set piece. Not sure that those two Chiefs players that far out. It's two bodies that they could use somewhere else more effectively. As this ball goes over their heads. Anticipating the ball inside and perhaps still enough to put Basadine off. There's MPTauComps.
So when the attacking side sends two players to the corner, you kind of have to send two defenders, because if they play the short corner, it's 2 against 1, and it's a dangerous situation.
If they do send two out, it's the natural inclination then to just knock it over the top into the top of the area, which has got 2 players less than it should have. It could have. Here's the Young. Strong tackles in there and some close in play, and still Chiefs are battling to clear this ball. Van Rooyen will win the free kick, and Datsane with a rugby tackle.
Encouragement there from the captain as Kaizer Chiefs taking too long to clear their lines. Trying to play it out from the back. The pressure from Stellis mounting.
And as many coaches will tell you from the so-called smaller clubs, they don't need to work very hard in terms of motivation and geeing up the troops for a game like this. Despite their lack of success over the last 8 seasons, there's still always a big target on the back of Kaizer Chiefs. That's the side that everybody wants to beat. Busted in with the left foot. High to Ture, out comes Peterson. And the whistle sounded there, and Ture's point perhaps that he had nothing to do with that challenge. It's a bit of a lecture from the referee. Let's see who impeded the goalkeeper.
Looks like it's his own defender there.
Which I think is the point that Ture was making. Now, he would have hurt himself a little in the process there. Tumelen Kune is the backup goalkeeper tonight. Now, Ture is still muttering about the referee having a go at him, but Mr. Nzanzeka can always send him an email in the morning to apologise.
And Ture has been very impressive since coming to Stellis.
I'm sure it's iTure at StellenboschFC.com or something similar. Peterson's okay, we can resume. Into the danger zone.
The long ball for Kaizer Chiefs is always going to be a bit of a gamble, because you don't have the tallest players up front in Dupree, Mori and Patane.
Oh, that's slow out territory, those 3. This plays past the clear to Modi, cheered by the Stellenbosch fans. And bunch of hardies from the Kaizer Chiefs supporters. Moisture around, so Moloi Sane wipes the ball off. Little flick on from Palace. MPTauComps climbs up there. That's Palace taking the ball away. Now Frosler, Palace again, Frosler again. Marked to Modi, challenge from Van Rooyen. Chiefs ball, Frosler to take it. Here's Dupree now. Kotsane, Modi, Frosler on the left as an option. Can he get the cross in? He'll get the corner. Comes off Van Rooyen. 20 minutes gone. Another set piece chance here for Kaizer Chiefs.
Once again, that attack on the left-hand side. Try not with that man, Van Rooyen.
Sane, once again entrusted with set-piece duties. Much bigger support for Chiefs on the road. I think they'll enjoy these games away at stadiums like this. Had success here already this season. Oh, that's going to go goalward without Simango knowing much about it. Didn't have enough power on it, but
they've done well to lose his marker there. It looked like Castillo, or Mordi rather. Had it, and Simango, no idea. Almost ricocheted in the back of the net there.
And had that gone in, you can bet your bottom dollar he would have peeled away in glorious celebration. The battle has been played out in the garden in Ida's Valley over the last couple of decades. Chiefs ball, says the linesman.
Got a good body check there. Sure, Foster's whispering in the air there. Go to jump, young man. It's actually Foster with a follow through.
Yes.
With his hand.
It's a little biff on the side, plus a final stud up too, just to round off the challenge. Interesting today, all the Kaizer Chiefs players who were called up to the Bafana preliminary squad, including Mordi, who dropped from the final selection. The national team coach making it clear in an interview he wasn't all that impressed with the way Chiefs have played so far this season. Didn't feel any of their players were good enough for Bafana's two friendlies coming up. There's De Jong. Now Reyners. Still Reyners. Titus. This is going to fall for Adams. Looking for a little gap there. Bassadine had gone on the around the corner. He has to put side in now, and he's got to be careful. Sane's pass the second time was successful. Castillo. Now Mordi over to the right. Castillo easily taken away by Tetra.
Mordi just momentarily switching flanks with Botanic.
Straight down the middle in search of De Jong, cleared away by De Klokwe. Castillo. The first touch from Dutria. Tatsane. Fans want that ball to go forward. Cleared away by De Klokwe. This is Reyners into the penalty area. De Jong hangs back. Oh, Titus didn't attack that. He didn't expect it would come all the way through. And the failure to follow up sees a chance go begging.
Brilliant decision here from Rangers, just staying on side. A look up, spotted Titus at the far post, in between the defence and the goalkeeper. Very difficult to defend that. And Frosler just ushering it to safety.
He's so quick as well, Titus. He would have been on that in a flash. Corner is the end result. Once again, Fawaz Basadine to curl it towards the back post. Maybe a bit too much currency on that. Castillo is a Venezuelan international, by the way, and their national team colours are exactly the same as those of Stellenbosch. Might be a little homesick at the end of 90 minutes.
There's another Venezuelan that played for Kaizer Chiefs in Torrealba. Torrealba
indeed. And one more, actually. He wasn't as good as Torrealba, although they hoped he would be. Gustavo Paez. Flattered to deceive, I think is probably the best way to describe him. Talas. Leon. Another three from Rangers. Kunika down the line, looking for some running from Modi, but big man Toure's got this. Toure, by the way, was on trial at Kaizer Chiefs in 2017, and there was a famous tweet that they had taken him to the airport to send him home. They felt that it was their responsibility. They'd flown him out from Ivory Coast for a trial, but he didn't get on the plane, and they sent out a sequence of tweets to say he took him to the airport, but he didn't actually get on the plane. Turned out he was ready for Sundowns for a trial as well, so he's been on the South African radar for a long time, this one, Toure. While I'm waffling away, a free kick's been won by Kaizer Chiefs. Probably a lot more important. Kills this ball, and a good catch. Now they're going to watch the counter. A bit slow out of the block, Stellenbosch, by their usual standards. Now Rangers must check his run as well. And he's offside. Talking to from Mr. Nzanzeka. Kicking that ball at the goalkeeper after the whistle had sounded. There was a warning laid down in rather strict terms by the referee. Modi.
Kaizer Chiefs struggling to find space through the middle, forced to go sideways. It's due to that this defensive block provided by Talas and Tetra in the middle of the park there.
Back to Peterson again. Swallows 2, Cape Town Spurs 1 in their match. All 3 goals coming inside the first 24 minutes. Barca with a double, and then Musa's pulled one back. Which has been a little Sekukune, no? Remember there's a whole raft of games tonight across the country. Chipper leading Royal Air by a goal to 0. Craig Martin scoring there. It's his first goal in Chipper colours since he joined from Orlando Pirates. And Zulu 0, Galaxy 0. Decision here. The referee looks across at the linesman. Goal kick it will be. Well, of course, success for Sundowns with Lucas Ribeiro, the double against Polokwane City.
Tetra just forcing up on it. Kaizer Chiefs flirting with danger. They try to play from the back.
Sani in a bit of trouble here. Titus might come away with it. Frosler stopping him. Teko's header. Sane takes South Africa at the Under-19 World Cup in Poland, Under-20 World Cup, I should say, 2019. Lyle Foster was in that team. Jabula Blom, they've both gone on to careers internationally. Frosler gets some assistance from Castillo. Already well past the half-hour mark at the Athlone Stadium. Nice tempo to this game, perhaps devoid of clear chances. Moved forward here by Titus. Now Reyners puts on the afterburner. Peterson is out of his goal. Peterson is risking danger. He does well. Chiefs fans are a little bit nervous.
Cool under pressure there, Peterson.
Back in his hometown, of course. Now Totsane to Mart to Ndatsane. Castillo steaming in. This is Totsane. Square ball dealt with by Malloy Sane. De Jong finds Adams. Now Reyners. There he goes. Kunika is the first defender. The other centre-backs are there. Reyners going to go for goal. Smacks that against the shins of Kunika. We have De Jong in possession to Adams. Excuse me, busted into Adams. Now Reyners. Two there. Tetwa. Stevens sweeping up there. Good ball too. Van Rooyen. Callis. Titus. Oh, this is good stuff. Van Rooyen's diving header is just wide. He has scored against Kaizer Chiefs in the past.
Brilliant passage of play here from Stellis. Patience showed here. Into getting it wide. It's Titus with the ball in, and Van Rooyen to direct it on target. And he's full of confidence, venturing forward. Remember, you got, I think it was the second goal for Stellies against Royal AM.
Lovely collection by Adams. Here's De Jong. Leaves it for Titus. Good save. Oh, he had plenty time to line up his shot. Left-footed effort from Titus. Did everything right. Produced a good save out of Peterson. Now Chiefs fans willing their team forward. Potsane runs into him. Tetwa stays down as well. De Jong, the New Zealand international. That's a good ball. Finds Reyners in a bit of space now. Is he going to attack the goal? It takes a deflection. It falls here. Oh, it almost crept into the path of De Jong and Titus. They have a corner.
Stellies asking the questions. De Jong picking up the loose ball there. Brilliant work there from Titus. Great shot, great save.
Collection from Peterson is good. The two keepers have dealt well with high balls into their area, under pressure as well. 10 minutes to half-time, plus whatever extra time that Tando and Zanzeka might yet add on. Clockway. Castillo scored the winner here in the MTN 8 quarter-final against Cape Town City in the very last minute. Here's Ndatsane. Benika comes with Basadi. Mart. Yusuf Mart in the middle was looking for Mori, didn't find him. And Molefe Nseki. He's had 4 league matches and 1 win in those 4, plus of course cup success, so 2 out of 5 so far. Modi to the byline where Van Rooyen is watching every step. There's Frosler. Sani, the first touch just allowed Toure to clear. Castillo back. Ashley Dupree. Celebrated with quite some passion when he scored against Stellenbosch last season, which is a little unusual for a player who just left the club.
It'll be interesting to see if he gets one tonight. Will it be the same?
It's very nice. Backing in that midfield, the crowd are beginning to get on his back. De Jong finds Adams, finds Bassadin. Reyners forced a little wide. Aloy Sane, they'll switch it over to the right. In from Van Rooyen, away by Nsimango. Nice tackle. The clear does come off best though. And Tetwa up to Titus. Titus, does he get the free kick? Yeah.
Good goal for the ref. Titus just getting in front of Frosler. Bit of a heavy touch here from Frosler. Titus' speed just allowing him to forge ahead. Another opportunity here for Bassadin to swing one in.
So Bassadin a little bit more direct this time. Comfortably dealt with in the end. Now Totsani trying to take on Toure, gets inside from Natsane. Goal kick, no corner.
Some great wing play there from Potsani, and Ansani unsighted, lost possession.
Now at the other end, let's see what Reyners might concoct here. Titus Here's Palace back inside. And there's a keep us in play. Massadin. He wasn't too sure what he was going to do, and neither was Adams. They have the ball back. Chipper United 1, Royal AM 1. Kaizer's got an equaliser down at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. So 5 minutes left in the half. Let's have a look at some of the stats so far in this game. Accuracy in terms of passing, not much difference between the two sides.
Very equal from both, and just look at the last 10 minutes. Stelli's just gaining momentum.
These are the action areas. Not much happening in the Stellenbosch half.
That's pressure that's been applied on that defence there from Kaizer Chiefs. Raiders operating on the right hand side, starts from a central position.
De Jong skews off the side of the boot.
And that's a position he's been taking up all evening. Raiders starts central, moves wide, creates that space, and De Jong exploiting it nicely. Not for the first time, picking up the pieces there in the box.
Finds a lot of space for himself, De Jong. Tetwa. Go to March, who's playing with gloves and short sleeves. You work better on it. Look how far Prem is back looking for the ball. Now a little burst of pace. Only as far as Malloy Sane. He'll go over the top looking for Titus. Oh, that was going to be a good ball. Excellent work from De Klokwe. That Sane. Modi. With a push from Van Rooyen. Referee says play on. That might be a bit harsh. Now Van Rooyen gets rid of it. Palace. De Jong. Down he goes. Under the challenge from March. We'll have the free kick.
Excellent usage of the body there from De Jong. Nice control with the first touch.
Now, here is Raiders again. De Jong was coming in, or Bassadin rather, was coming in rather late. And they get the corner. Richards Bay nil, Sekukune nil is the latest from Umlazi, where they're playing that game.
This is the 5th corner for Stellies.
Another one from Bassadin, and another good collection from Brandon Peterson. Despite one or two errors that he's made in matches so far this season, very much now the #1 keeper here. The Chiefs started the season with Bruce Buma and Tumile Kune as the other two candidates for the goalkeeping jersey. I can't call it the #1 jersey anymore because it's very rarely a #1 who wears a #1. There's a cross. Maybe. Doesn't fall there for Prem. It's kept in play by Titus. He gets caught by Modi.
It's a bit of a silly challenge here from Modi because this was moving backwards. We need to get pulled into that one.
And a yellow card for his trouble. Richards Bay, who haven't won in their last 19 games, are trailing now to Sekukune by 1-0.
See Titus here, just for Modi, unnecessary. Titus just moving back to his own goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first half.
Back up on his feet, we can get back underway.
Looks content, does Stevie Box so far.
I think on the balance of chances, Stellenbosch have looked the better of the two sides. Look the home side, let's put it that way.
Yes, definitely.
To be fair, Peterson's made that one save from that powerful shot. Not really been tested except a couple of set-piece balls that he's plucked out of the air. Towel out again to deal with a slippery ball. That's what the Springboks do. They became world champions by selling in for Stellenbosch. Elevation, looking for Toure, looking for the flick on. Instead it falls for Potsane. Now the counter from Chiefs, from Mordi. Beats the challenger Moloi Sane. He's got Mart ahead of him. Mart towards the corner. De Jong providing the cover. Ball inside for De Preer. Runs into traffic. Mtetwa clears. Not very far though. Ndatsane with a shot. Goal kick. It skews off the side of his boot. He's going to be given the old wrist over wrist from the fans.
Hasn't had it all his way this evening, Ndatsane. That is the right decision. 2 or 3 defenders bearing down on him. He loses possession there. It's Stellies on the counter.
Goal for Sekukune away at Richards Bay, scored by Jamie Webber, who joined them from SuperSport United.
That's his second of the season there for Webber.
The free kick was against Sundowns, the opening game of the season. That is the half-time whistle from Mr. Nzanzeka. So let's have some thoughts from you, Stanton, on the first 45.
Solid performance here from Stellenbosch. The better chances of the two. Interesting movements there from Reyners. Basadine's been solid with some interesting deliveries, inviting deliveries there for Stellenbosch. It's a Kaizer Chiefs that needs to go back to the drawing board and eke up something, look a bit more threatening in the second half. And as we see, Stellies just huddling.
Peterson, the skipper, leading the discussion there for Kaizer Chiefs. Gallant signing at the start of last season. Stellenbosch made 2 changes from Saturday night's team that lost at home to SuperSport United in that game, which took them a little off their stride. The Chiefs have made 1 change after winning 3-0 against Amazulu also on Saturday. Titus will get another free kick.
He's been in the wars all evening against that man, Frostler. Just from the get-go, looks like there's a change in shape for Stellenbosch. MPTauComps in that defensive midfield role. It looks like Palace has just pushed a little bit forward alongside Jaden Adams.
quite a bit of discussion with Moloi Sane and Rangers. Here goes Basadine. Bounces around there, but in the end, safely in the hands of Brandon Peterson. Not too much running ahead of him from Kaizer Chiefs, but he does find Mark. The distribution of the goalkeeper is excellent. They pass, though, straight at Mtetwa. Talis, Mtetwa. Mtetwa again. The only man who can get the ball off him is his own player, Talis. Up to De Jong. Looking for Msimango to bring him down. The Chiefs defended it well. Zita Quinica. Castillo, that's possession almost turned over to Van Rooyen. It was nicely done by Ngatsane. Van Rooyen having to chase back now because Mordi is on the charge. And the cover again from Mtetwa is excellent. He's everywhere. Back with Chiefs. Thomason start to the second half. They've lost their last 3 away games in the league. That's a bad challenge from Titus. And Lee Frosler and Titus into the book.
He was entitled to go for that one. Follow through there, catching Frosler. Oh, that was a bit nasty.
Yeah.
A closer look.
They've had a fair battle already in this game. So we've had 3 yellows in this game so far, with Adams and Titus booked for the home side, Mordi for Chiefs. Castillo with a shot, goal, looking for his second goal at the Athlone Stadium. Actually played against Brazil in the last World Cup qualifiers, Castillo.
See through a number of bodies here. Stephen's not expecting that.
Didn't play against England though, and David Beckham.
Unfortunately.
Those of a younger generation. Stanton Fredericks had a wonderful game for Bafana against England in Durban. It was in 2004, I think.
That's good.
David Beckham is still somewhere in his pocket. There's Moloi Sane. Rosla. Prem with a shot ambitious from that range. Ricochet is all over the place, and Canture clear. Play on here. That's a unconventional back pass, but succeeds nevertheless. So it's 3-1 against Cape Town Spurs. Triple 1-1 with Royal AM. Sekakune leading at Richards Bay. Amazulu still waiting for their first goal of the season. They are 0-0 with Galaxy, having drawn 3 0-0s and then losing 0-3 to Chiefs on Saturday. Mtetwa, the idea was there, Basadine not chasing on. Five minutes gone in the second half. Still plenty of football ahead of us here. Last season, Stellenbosch losing here by 3 goals to 1. You remember those 3 goals were all from the penalty spot from Bimeni. Long-range shot, goal! Mordi strikes it in the back of the net, and Kaizer Chiefs have the lead. Now he's amongst the goals. He did so against Amazulu, and he's done so again here tonight. That's a cracking strike from Pule Modi, beginning to repay the transfer fee.
Excellent stuff there from Modi and Kaizer Chiefs. There was a defence splitting pass there. He found space just in front of the defence and let loose did Modi.
2 against Amazulu, 1 here tonight. Kaizer Chiefs have the lead. Stellenbosch beginning to rue those missed opportunities. That's some strike.
Initially, what a brilliant take there. 1-2 with Dansani. One touch to set it up. Head down, laces through. And it's Modi that gives Kaizer Chiefs the lead.
And there were similar opportunities, it must be said, for the likes of Adams and Reyners to perhaps try from that kind of range in the first half. Modi has shown them the way. So 1-0 here, Kaizer Chiefs have the lead. Happy hunting ground is Cape Town for them this month. They won 3-1 here in the league last season with those 3 penalties. They beat Stellenbosch 2-1 at home in the league as well, so did the double over them. Plus, of course, in the MTN 8 quarterfinals last season, it was 1-1 at the Dani Craven Stadium. Chiefs getting a late equaliser, taking the game into extra time, and then going through to the semis on penalties, where they lost to Amazulu. Now, what's the response from Stellenbosch? Remember, they've got Pirates coming up on Sunday. They would want to go into that game in buoyant mood. Instead, they are behind. And as I was saying earlier, Chiefs have not won an away game. In fact, they've lost their last 3 away games. SuperSport towards the end of last season, plus Mamelodi Sundowns and Galaxy in this campaign. Last away win for them was in April against Chippa United at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. That's in the league, of course. Now, was there a late touch in there from Titus? Is he going to be in trouble? That's what Chiefs are perhaps suggesting.
He's going to have to manage his emotions there, Titus.
Well, it did look a yellow card offence, so Mr. Nzanzeka has got time now to consider this. Titus awaits his fate. Waiting for a decision from the referee. Nevin Titus is going to walk. That is a second yellow for Titus. And here comes the red. He will miss the semi-final against Orlando Pirates. Huge call, but on the balance, 2 bad challenges, perhaps a bit of frustration. Studs showing right on the ankle of the Clockway. The referees have taken a hard line on that this season, some of them in fact. And now they are down to 10, Stellenbosch. They're backs to the wall.
It came at a bad time there for Stellies, as Parker ponders. He's going to have to learn a lesson there, Titus, just to manage the emotions. It was a very dangerous one, you know, and just leave your foot in there and potentially break the foot.
He would have been a big part of the plans for Sunday's cup game. This is a massive blow for Stellenbosch. They will play a league game before they go to Orlando for the second leg of the semi, so he should be back for that. Remember, it's a 2-match suspension for a red card. Kaizer Chiefs have opened the scoring against Cape sides in the league. They have won 8 of 9 times. And the odds are in their favour. Flosla! That's the place of goal.
It's all smiles for the Kaizer Chiefs there. Last attempt comes through from Reeve Frosler.
Sage Stevens. Here comes Adams, throw in for Chiefs. What's the rethink now from Steve Barker? Doesn't seem to be looking to make any changes. Maybe De Jong is going to be shifted maybe a little bit to the right.
As much as he's gone down to 10 men, he still needs to make an attack-minded change. It's something from this encounter.
Well, it's all Chiefs now. Everything is in their favour. That goal from Mordi, followed by a red card for Titus. An opportunity to win again. Mushin Ertugrul was the last man who beat Chiefs when they were leading here at Athlone. He was in charge of Santos in 2008. They came back to win 2-1.
That was the year before I joined him at Kaizer Chiefs.
What are you suggesting? They wouldn't have lost it. Now Basadine gets away from De Jong, clearance in Simango. Moloi Sani. And Tetwa, what a big role he must play now without down to 10 men, of course. It covers every blade of grass as it is, so he's got to just do it twice. Tetwa again. Van Rooyen looking for Reiners. Bouncing there with Simango, does well to clear. Goal scorer Mordi battling with Van Rooyen. Throw into Chiefs. Their first win of the season, have gone into the lead against Chippa United. This is De Jong. Rare mistake by Tekla. Falls for Mordi. Look at Dupria going. The cover here for Moloi Sani. He sensed the danger. He sprinted across there.
Opportunities to run at that defence this evening. Ashley Dupree. As the big men make their way up into the box. Ikokwe, Simango, Castillo.
Still no changes from either coach. Here comes the set piece on the hour mark for the visiting side. Looking to extend their lead. Ditrokwe is in there. Header away from Tetwa. Free kick for Stellenbosch. Before they lost on Saturday against SuperSport United, Stellenbosch hadn't lost the home game since January when Sekhukhune United beat them. Now it might be 2 in a row. Reiners, too far ahead for him, and Peterson doing well to come out, time it perfectly. So there's confirmation, still that goal from Mordi separating these two sides, and Stellenbosch down to 10. some changes now. Kaizer Chiefs have got George Matro and Christian Siley standing by to come on. Matro to go in the middle, and Siley, of course, that hard running down the wing. Here's the Yongo for Stellenbosch. Up against Frosler. Keeps him at bay. Tallis, first touch gets away from him. Adams is in there, just not falling for Stellenbosch. Now from Ryan, he looks at the options. Swung in again in search of Reyners. Reyners on the turn! Great save! He was a little off balance, so he didn't get enough power, but it is still an excellent stop from Brandon Peterson. Here they come again, bust it in. And MPTauComps. Van Rooyen with possession for Stellenbosch. Brandon Peterson keeping Chiefs lead alive. Bust it in. Adams, De Jong. Defender again is Msimango. Adams, MPTauComps, Adams into the area, looking for Reyners. Clearance from Castillo. Can they get the changes on now? Kaizer Chiefs, it'll break perhaps a little bit of the momentum here for Stellenbosch 2.
This is really a brilliant take there from Reyners. He's going to get his foot in there. Shot through the legs of Msimango, and Peterson. A brilliant reaction save there. Strong hand. Castillo clears the danger.
So Mdatsane is going off for Matlo, and Potsane being replaced by Sali. It's in a sense a little like for like. Crowd were on Mdatsane's back for much of this game.
Made a nice roll in the goal. Playing a 1-2 with Modi, leading Mdatsane.
Now Dupree almost takes that away from Toure. Got to be careful with Dupree breathing down your neck. He's so quick. And once he gets the ball, he'll be gone in a flash. Plenty of time for Stellenbosch to get themselves back in this match, despite being down to 10. Clearance from Quinica. Still 3-1 to Swallows over Cape Town Spurs.
George Michael flung into action. Last time last season fell out of favour there. Starter for Arthur Zwane. Looks like
This gets away from Adams.
back in favour with Coach Ntiki there. George Michael coming in from Mdatsane.
25 minutes to go. That crowd for a chilly Wednesday night here at the Athlone Stadium. The majority of Kaizer Chiefs fans, and they'll be absolutely delighted with the score at the moment. Will we have a similar crowd on Sunday when the Buccaneers are in town? So Stevens. Very little he could do about that shot from Modi. Finds De Jong. So Steve Barker is now considering which part of the kitchen sink he's going to throw into this game. He's got 3 elements out there already with Ngaga, with Van Wyk. And it looks as if Sibande is also going to be coming on. Toure. Smart and Adams. A newfound belief with Kaizer Chiefs. The first half they looked a little on the docile side, but they certainly have their tails up now. Justice Shabalala has equalised. The chip of 2, Royal AM 2. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Taken away by Basadin. Konika loses possession. Here comes Stellenbosch. De Jong to the left, Reyners to the right. Basadin might be tempted to go on his own. Dino Van Rooyen, is he going to have a shot? Van Rooyen! Into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Well positioned there from Peterson. Great strike from Van Rooyen. Basadin trying to make his way into the box there. And with one touch just set it up. Safe hands of Peterson this evening.
Now Christian Siley, he can run this man from Congo. Stevens for De Jong, turns well, gets ahead of Quinica. It's tracked down there by Castillo. Reyners will get there first. Reyners looking for Palace. Bit of space, but a bit wide. Van Rooyen behind him. Now into De Jong, taken away by Frosler. Back with Mtetwa. Now Basadin. Tired looking cross from Fowler's Basadin. Remember they played on Saturday night. That's not as tired as Kaizer Chiefs should be, because they've had the treble thrown in as well. Now the changes. Atlanta Magaga, wearing jersey 10 this season, will be coming on. Players going off: Talis, Maloisani and De Jong, Van Wyk and Sibande into the mix as well. Or it's, excuse me, it's not Sibande, it's Sekota against his old club. So Gaga, Van Wyk and KG Sekota, who Kaizer Chiefs let go at the end of last season, somewhat surprisingly.
He'll have something to prove there. That is the kitchen sink.
Yeah, he's won the ball back immediately with his first touch, and Gaga's first touch, he's won the free kick. Perhaps a little lucky there, he looked to slip, but they could use a bit of good fortune. Goes against Yusuf Mart.
Well, it is from striking distance, so we'll have to see who is going to fancy this opportunity.
Swallows still 3-1 up against Cape Town Spurs. Richards Bay are still trailing at home against Sekhukhune United.
Peterson requesting for 3 in the wall.
Basadin chips it over, headed away from Zimango. Van Wyk with possession. He scored against the Buccaneers. Can he do it against Chiefs as well? Too many options for him. Basadin, such a good player. out his captain there, though. Here come Chiefs. Frosler. High ball in there. They've got a big target man there. I suppose Siley could qualify.
But he's coming off the side. It looks like the Priestall taking up a central position.
Naga was into the first team when he joined at the beginning of last season, but lost his place halfway through the campaign. A skillful, creative player. The Rainers looking to turn on the edge of the area, looking to lay it back, but only finds Christian Siley. Now Dupria, taken away by Adams. Steve Barker might be tempted to take Adams off as well. He's on a yellow from earlier on and protect him for the semi-final game, but points are important as well in the league challenge, and this is a big game against Kaizer Chiefs. You need the best ammunition. Now Raiders in front bait, but they get in each other's way. Desperate clearing though. While the clock ticks down here at Athlone Stadium, so Chiefs moving closer to perhaps another 3 points, 3 in as many days. Corner here. As the Chiefs looking to bring on the young brigade now in these closing stages. Samkelo Zwane and Ndu Shabalala are standing by to join the fray. That'll be their full complement. No, they'll have one more left after that. In the meantime, laid back here for Basadine. Has a crack. Ooh, that was sore. I think the ref should stop play. In the meantime, it's the Van Rooyen de Prier battle. It goes Van Rooyen. Now some treatment. I think it's Christian Siley. And it might now be Christina Siley after this.
I tell you what. No,
it's George Butler.
George,
Georgina. Excellent turnout tonight. Ashley de Prier is going off, and so is Yusuf Martz, Shabalala and Zwane. Not exactly closing up the shop, but what is Molefe and Seki doing here, Stanton?
Yeah, there's hints of that. Zwane will slot into midfield, provide a bit of cover for that defence. And Shabalala, just to assist Siley. Siley will take up a central role, so the shape very much the same. A bit more caution with that man Zwane in your picture. Thrown into the midfield.
Play on, says the ref. First touch here for Shabalala. Big fan favourite, of course, the young man, and forces the foul on the frustrated Ngaga.
I guess that's what Chiefs need now. A bit different on the ball.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Try and dominate there.
Let's see, Koapeng has got the equaliser. Richards Bay won, Sekukune won. Still though looking to win their first game since January, Richards Bay. Header here will go over the top from Simango. Knows his way to goal, this man.
Excellent delivery there from Shabalala. A little bit high behind Samango. Done enough to try and redirect it on target.
Basadine, Rainers. It's like falling for Ikram Rainers tonight. But Sintekwa wins the ball. Basadine now onside, no, offside against Sekhota. Look at this. I think Linesman got it right, or did he? No.
Very, very close. It looked like he was onside.
The second offside of the game. Minutes plus stoppage time for Kaizer Chiefs to hold out here in the Cape for a second time in a month. That's the number of Stellenbosch over the seasons, that's for sure. That's good. Mordi chases on here for Shabalala. Steve Barker has won only 2 of 15 previous games as a coach against Kaizer Chiefs in his days with Amataks had a victory in his very first season in the top flight. Masadi scored the goal and then one victory with Stellenbosch.
Rainers has been very busy this evening trying to find some space down the flanks.
2 victories for Stellenbosch actually. Steve Barker made that 3 in 15. Took one away from him. Apologies. Players forward now as they can. Of course, the numerical advantages with Kaizer Chiefs. The Chiefs have got fresh legs out there. Now Rainers looking to turn. Dicotta, one of the better defenders in the Dstv Premiership. Sekhota. Go back to Peterson, and he will eat up a little more time. It's going to be 10 minutes left on the clock here at the Athlone Stadium. Do they have it in the bag? Royal AM have gone into the lead against Chippa United. 3-2 now. I said earlier on, looking for their first win of the season. Of course, they beat Galaxy on Sunday, so looking for a second win in a row. Gallant effort by Stellenbosch, but at the moment, no breakthrough for them. Rainers wins the free kick off Castillo.
The crowd not happy with the last 2 decisions there. One on Shabalala. Now on Castillo. Rainers pointing out it's the second time, but he's going to get something for his...
Yeah, the scent. Well, you can't talk to the referee like that.
Agreed.
You see overseas now the trend against dissent, players storming the referees, coaches screaming from the touchlines. They've taken a hard stance against that.
And players kicking the ball away as well.
Yeah, but wagging your finger in the face of the referee is just not acceptable.
Yeah, disrespect.
Peterson punches away. You can understand the frustration though for Stellenbosch. They had their chances in the first half particularly. And on the balance of play, perhaps they deserve to be down. That is the reality of their situation. Now there's a yellow card coming here for Shabalala. Foot up.
Yeah, showing consistency. Titus was booked for the similar offence.
Van Beek. Looks as if Chiefs player needs a bit of instructions, the drop there, and that's why Peterson is suddenly down to expire a little bit of time. Having a bit of a stretch.
You don't see the goalkeeper coach kicking balls into the reserve goalkeeper, you know that it's not really change imminent.
The doctor called across to talk to the coach, and Peterson went down.
Gerald Sibeko, Chiefs general manager, and Junior Kaizer.
Chase is on here for Sani. Taking a bit wide, but still gets the shot in. Powerful runner, of course. Sapping the energy of the Stellenbosch players. We've got another big one coming on Sunday. They'll have a bit more rest than Kaizer Chiefs will. Chiefs have got to travel back to the Sundowns on Saturday afternoon. Both of them live, of course, on your World of Champions. Here comes Reyners. Fine inside. Stellenbosch might look to make another change. Bring on Sibande. He's got a bit of pace on the flank in these closing stages. An injection from somewhere. Gaga. Van Beek. Looking for the run from Reyners, it didn't come. Sage Stevens. Battle with Van Rooyen has been pushed forward. Maybe trying to fix something on the right. That's a mistake that they could punish here. Reyners, still Reyners. Gaga gets a deflection. Saved by Peterson. There wasn't, in the end, much power. Now he goes down because Quinica is battling.
Initially it was Martel lost possession, but doing well to make up for that, and Peterson had it covered all the way.
Ball's live with Kaizer Chiefs on the attack, looking for number 2. Here's the goal scorer, Pule Mordi, signed from Golden Arrows, making an impact. Left-footed effort is over the top. Dino van Rooyen on the right-hand side will cede his place, and Obawake Sibande will come on for the skipper. Not often that Dino van Rooyen goes through or goes off before the 90 minutes are up. Played every minute of every game so far this season, but now he will rest for the final 3. Sibande is the last throw of the dice by Steve Barker. I suppose, Stanton, that goal from Modi is one worthy of winning any game.
Yeah, 100%. What a strike from Modi.
Referee could have played advantage. Shabalala getting the crowd going.
And they're loving it.
And he's a very popular player. Homegrown, of course. I think that also endears him to the supporters, come through the ranks. Well, here's Molefe and Seki about to win 2 in a row. Chance at the back post. Now he is. That's for sure. Christian Siley scores. Chiefs are 2-0 up and on their way to all 3 points. Big Congolese at the back post delivers the final blow here. Oh, that's a Congolese reference that I'm afraid I can't help you with. Any idea, Stanton?
None at all. What I do know, it was a textbook delivery and a textbook finish there from Siley. Headed it back where it came from.
It's a handshake, a formal looking one from the coach at the Royal Line at the Buckingham Palace. Here is an excellent header. It's away from the goalkeeper, across the face. No chance on that range for poor old Sage Stevens.
Brilliant delivery there. Top spin there from Shabalala. Siley getting his head over it. And beyond and far away from Stellies.
He saved himself from a bit of danger as well by hurdling that board at the back of the goal quite impressively too. 30 seconds and we're into stoppage time. Chiefs, having scored 3 against Amazulu on Saturday, looking good now for yet another victory and progress up the Dstv Premiership table.
Substitution for Stellenbosch. Out goes jersey number 9, and in goes jersey number 19, Melbourne.
One more change here for both sides. In fact, Dylan Solomons will come on for Quinica. Ikam Reyners will go off. He toiled hard. Bodji made his debut last season, one of the homegrown youngsters. The crowd have got their cell phones out. That looks lovely. The lights are on. Can't do that for too long though. The battery goes down quite quickly.
It depends which phone you're working with, Gleeson.
That's true.
Brilliant stuff here at the Athlone.
Oh, when Chiefs win, they bring a lot of happiness to a lot of people. Could this be the season where they are back in the mix? Big game on Saturday against Mamelodi Sundowns. They'll go into that full of confidence. Maybe a third here. Dylan Solomons immediately making an impact. Siley, good first touch. Adams at the back. 6 minutes of stoppage time. There we go. Stellenbosch down into the bottom half now after winning 2 of their first 3 games. Will now stay on 6 points. Spurs and Richards Bay at the bottom. Kaizer Chiefs up to 5th. On the shoulder of Orlando Pirates, who played 1 game less. They were supposed to play Swallows last week, but that was postponed as they made their way back from the Comores. And as a result, Swallows also. That's a live log, of course, with results not yet confirmed, but we're pretty much near the end of all of tonight's matches here in the Dstv Premiership.
He's been excellent this evening. Equal to the task when called upon.
Gets away from Mordi on that right-hand side. 3 minutes to go. Chiefs are really a bogey team now for Stellenbosch. Have been and continue to be. We'll hear from both coaches at the end of the 90 minutes. Majority of the crowd will go happily into the night here, the chilly Cape night. And don't forget, Sunday, if you're in the Cape, come down to Athlone, 3 p.m. Stellenbosch hosting Orlando Pirates. It is here in Cape Town, not in Stellenbosch. Saturday, if you're up in Gauteng, you can't miss it. Chiefs against Mamelodi Sundowns, live at Soccer City. And if you're outside of the province, you can watch it on your World of Champions. I'm sure Stanley Fredericks will be there and thereabouts. Sibande, Ngaga, in fact, Boji rather. Intercepted. Michael playing the crowd at the same time, giving possession away. That's what happens. And Tetra, he is still running. What a machine.
He runs at midfield for Stellies.
Still going. Gaga to Sibande. Sibande and Tetwa. Hodges in there. In from Detroit, flick on header! Just wide. Oh, the young striker getting an opportunity, Mervyn Bodji, and he wasn't far away with this effort.
Done well to get to the end of the front bay cross. Just couldn't steer it on target.
Oh, what a miserable week it's been for the Cape Town teams. Spurs lost here on Friday night. Stellenbosch lost to SuperSport. Cape Town City, lost on Friday. Spurs lost last Wednesday. In fact, the Cape teams, including this result, have lost 9 of their last 10 league matches now. That means it's going to rain at the weekend. Toure still looking to drive the team forward. We've had those 6 minutes of stoppage time. Mr. Zanzeka might well just put everyone out of their misery as far as the home side is concerned. Is there time for one more Chiefs goal? Is the challenge from Ngaga there on Modi? Throw in for Chiefs. Modi having a nice rest. Slowly get up with a little assistance. Now Mtetwa. There's the final whistle from Tando Nzanzeka. That's 3 very good points for the home team, for the visiting side, I should say. Kaizer Chiefs now 5 goals without reply in their last 2 matches. Up the table, up potentially amongst the front runners, and in good spirits for the game against Mamelodi Sundowns on Saturday. Thoughts of Stanton Fredericks, please.
It was a game of 2 halves here for Kaizer Chiefs. Stuttering start in the first half, but second half a nice response. Jaden Adams tried his best, went down to 10 men. I think the writing was on the wall there for Stellies. Titus with the second challenge here. Found him. 2 yellows and a red. But Stellies back to the drawing board. They're going to have to shake it off. They have a semi-final first leg in the weekend. And will take the confidence forward to their encounter on Saturday.
2 sides, in a sense, having a completely different dress rehearsal for that important cup team. Big smile from Christian Siley, who headed the home that excellent free kick for a second goal. By then it was pretty much wrapped up, that goal from Mordi, and then the red card really did count against Stellenbosch. Home side had their chances, but they will reflect again on another defeat. Chiefs winning 2-0.
A big thank you to the super voices of Super Diski on your World of Champions. It's all over in the Dstv Premiership here at the Athlone Stadium. I'm joined now by the Dstv Premiership Man of the Match. Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper Brendan Peterson walks away with the trophy after a top performance here tonight. Congratulations.
First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Coming back to the game, yeah, we knew it was not going to be an easy one. Whenever we come to Cape Town, it's always a fight, you know. But you know, these lovely people out here coming to support us, that's extra motivation for us, you know. And I think today we applied ourselves properly, and we wanted it more. And I could see the fighting spirit, the hunger, the desire in the team, and that's all we can ask for. And then the result will take care of itself.
What are other things that you guys have been working on at training?
I think it's just our identity. You know, we a team that a ball-based team, and obviously we didn't start so well, you know, but it was just for us to stay consistent, you know, and just obviously keep the performance. So at training, it was more mental for us, you know, to stay in it, to carry us through the 90 minutes and play our football, the game we want to play, you know. Also, we rely a lot on our speed, and you know, teams are prepared for that, but at the end of the day, they still have to defend against it. So I think today, huge credit to the team, you know, good fighting spirit, and if we keep on playing like this, keep on fighting like this, the best is yet to come.
I'm looking at the goalkeeping department. Reina is there. I see Eat was on the bench today. Then Bruce sometimes on the bench. Aubrey Matiba, the goalkeeper coach.
Yeah, you know, our goalkeepers are even. You know, they've been amazing. You know, standing behind me, supporting one another. You know, without them, I wouldn't be able to perform the way I'm performing. You know, and also huge credit to our goalkeeper coaches, because we've been working non-stop. You know, and just trying to perfect our craft. You know, and at the end of the day, it pays off, you know. So huge credit to them for always pushing me, for always wanting me to be better, and the same way I'm pushing them to become better.
This football is changing very rapidly. You have to adapt. Football clubs, technical teams require now goalkeepers to be good with their feet, try to play from the back.
I think one thing that Coach Reina has told me is, yes, we want to play, but at the end of the day, that's all what the game requires, you know, on the day. So if obviously we have identity and want to stick to it, you know, at the end of the day, is keeping it simple, not putting ourselves under pressure, and you know, and be resilient, you know, in our style of play, the way we want to do it. And tonight we showed everyone that we can do it, you know. So hats off to the boys, you know, they've done well, and I'm proud of them.
Well done tonight.
Thank you very much.
Brendan Peterson there, the goalkeeper of Kaizer Chiefs, talking about the performance of the football club. So you hear the story then. It's more about the resilience and the type of work that they've been doing too at training. Let me bring in his head coach now. He's right here. Mlufinsege joins me. Coach, appreciate your time. Thoughts, please.
Thank you, Mr. Msiga. Congratulations to the boys. I think it was very important for them to get to this win. Now we have got 6 points, which was very important. And I think the confidence comes from the game we won last week, and the belief to say we are courageous, we are confident that this is one game we have to do well. And I must say, I think Brandon did very well today. He kept us in the game, and I think he deserves to be man of the match. But all the players that came to represent this brand, they did well for the day.
Is it only just about the resilience, or is it also about the hard work of the technical team, the analysis, and then that which goes into game day, match day strategy?
I always say to the players, you can't make a good team if we don't help you to be a good player. So I think it starts with the individuals, the belief they have in them. In whatever technical work we are working on, it has to be the players that has to carry it out. And I think that analysis also, for it to happen, for it to work out, is the players. So we really want to congratulate them. We have done our part as technical team. We have done our part in terms of analysis, but it was for the stage was for them today to do well for the team.
Couple of patterns beginning to develop in that final third. Then it's Modi, it's Potsane, it's to Prem. You can see it in midfield. You can see also those partnership now, Castillo, Mart, beginning to develop.
I think the most important thing is our game model that comes from the pre-season. I think it is coming out very well for now. But a game model you cannot see the success of a game model if the players don't have confidence in what they are doing, if they don't know what they are doing. And I think you are very right to say the midfielders, the defenders, the goalkeepers, and the front players, there is that cohesion, that understanding, which is very important.
5 unanswered goals now in 2 games with the clean sheets too.
Congratulations to our defensive approach, not only our defenders or the goalkeepers. I think we are doing very well as a team out of possession, but at the same time we are doing very well as a team in possession, because you can't create chances and then you can't score those chances if ever you don't have support for it to happen. I think technically, tactically, today we are spot on in terms of our finishing.
The football doesn't stop. You are now in the semi-finals, of course, this coming weekend against Sundowns at home.
Yeah, I think we are done with this one. The plan, the preparation will obviously be into the first leg. And I think the most important thing was for us to get maximum points today, going into that game with a bit of confidence. But again, we need the points. And in us needing the points, a very good performance today for us to get the maximum points. But from now going forward, we'll be thinking and planning for the first leg of the MTN 8.
Thank you so much, Coach. Well done tonight.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Lefinseki, head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. Top performance, he says, from his football club. Let me bring in the head coach of Stellies. Yes, Stellenbosch FC head coach is right here. Steve Barkham, appreciate your time. Thoughts, please.
Pumlani. Look, the first half, I thought the first 10 minutes, I knew it would be a bit of a chaos. And I knew that if we just see out the initial 10-15 minute period, that we would then get control of the game, of which we did. I felt that the remainder of the first half, after the first 10 minutes, we absolutely dominated. We created the better chances. We pegged them in their half, and there was no threat whatsoever from Chiefs in the first half. Second half, we came out. Again, I thought it was a similar pattern where we were the better team. But you know what you can't always cater for is a moment of brilliance. Their first goal, top quality. And then the other thing that you can't always cater for is when you get a red card. I haven't had the privilege of seeing them, but I thought the first yellow was very harsh. And even maybe the second. So, when you then go down from a moment of brilliance and you're down to 10 men, we were still the better team. We still asked the questions, we still attacked them. We still try to sort of get back into the game. Obviously, they would have transition moments. But if we play this game and we play the way we did, we win it more than we don't. So we didn't come out on the right end of the scoreline. But once again, the effort, the commitment from the players, the chances created, the way we played with the bravery and the courage. For me, we were the better team throughout the 90 minutes. So hopefully one day we can finish with 11 plays against Chiefs. It's now 3 games on the bounce that we haven't been able to. So yeah, it always makes it difficult when that happens. So congratulations to them for the evening, getting the points. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, not in the performance, but disappointed in the result.
It doesn't stop though, Coach Steve, for over the weekend, semi-finals, another big game.
Yeah, no, obviously a big game for us on Sunday again, back at Athlone Stadium. Again, not playing at our home ground at Donny Craven, having to play it here. But yeah, we've had good cup games here last season in the Nedbank. And we'll be ready for Pirates. We'll stand up, we'll bounce back. We'll take the day off tomorrow to reflect and re-energize and start preparing Friday and Saturday for what would be a momentous occasion for this football club if we can get into a final. And I can guarantee you we'll come out fighting and we will be up for the game against Pirates.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Steve Parker, head coach of Stellies. It's all over at the Athlone Stadium in the DStv Premiership. Then Stellies 0, Kaizer Chiefs 1. I am Pumlani Msebi. Bye-bye.